The 96th Academy Award, popularly known as the Oscar, an award honoring select films released in the year 2023, is now live at the Dolby Theatre in Hollywood, Los Angeles. And while we expected our favorite celebrities and movie stars to bring the fashion and serve us looks for days, some looked a hot boo-boo mess. Here are the top 10 worst dressed at the Oscars 2024. Take a look. First up on our list, what was she made for, was the question I kept asking myself when she showed up in this ensemble. We have the beautiful Billie Eilish, and for the Oscars 2024, she had on these black blazers with a patterned tweed midi skirt by Chanel, and tonight she was styled by the incredible Andrew Mokama. And honestly, I have said this time and time again, I'm just really bored with the fashion choices Billie has been serving us since the beginning of the award season this year, so this is just another look that I'll have to cry over tonight. Now, this look is giving me very Madam Secretary meets Tyrant Schoolgirl meets wannabe fashionista, and all of that not in a very good way. First of all, the fit of this white shirt and the jacket is very concerning, and she definitely would have fooled me from the front view, but as she turns over, you can definitely see how it pops out and puckers so weirdly. I also am not a super fan of midi skirts. It just generally cuts you off at a weird point, especially if you're not that tall. Also, the mixing and matching of that tweed pattern was definitely a no-no for me. I'd really like to sit here and say, oh my god, yes queen, you slayed the hell out of this look, but did she though? Absolutely not. So yeah, this look from Billie Eilish is definitely a chop for me. Second up on our list, we have the incredibly gorgeous Issa Rae, and for the Oscars 2024, she has on this dark green long dress by Ami Paris, and tonight she was styled by the talented Rovi Vice, and I love Issa Rae, but tonight I'm not super on board with this choice of dress. Now, I get the concept of mixing and matching fabric textures to, sort of create a point of interest and just to make a fashion statement overall. However, when this is not done correctly, it can look a tad bit funny and ridiculous at the same time. Now, I don't think the texture of these sequin moments at the top of the dress and this velvet moment below works because it just cuts off really abruptly. Now, it just looks like they ran out of the sequin fabric and just decided to finish it off with that velvet material. For this to have worked, maybe they could have incorporated the two fabrics in such a way that they would have flowed seamlessly together and not just a stop and start moment, because that's really what is happening here. With that being said, I love the hair, I love the makeup, I love the accessories, not so much the shoes, but yeah, this look by Issa Rae didn't quite hit the mark for me, and it's a chop for me. I'm sorry. Up next, we have the talented Jennifer Lawrence, and for the Oscars 2024, she had on this black and white polka dot dress by Christian Dior, and tonight she was styled by the amazing Jamie Mizrahi, and I honestly think she took a wrong turn to be at this event, because this look is so out of place with the idea of what I even think a red carpet look should be up about, and I'm really not just gagging. First of all, just looking at it, that material in itself is not the most expensive looking, and so to turn around and to create a full-blown gown moment with this is just very cringy to me. I really have to ask, where is the glamour? Is the glamour in the room with us? Because I really don't get it. Also, that scarfy off the shoulder moment just ages her so bad and just, loses the vibrancy in her. I really love the hair, but the jewelry on the other hand is just a bit flat, if we're being honest. Love Jennifer, but tonight this look was definitely not the tea for me, and so it's a chop for me. Up next, we have the super glamorous Michelle Yeoh, and for the Oscars 2024, she had on this sequin silver gradient dress by Balenciaga Couture, and this was just a lot. And by a lot, I mean in terms of fabric choice, styling, and the overall presentation on the red carpet. Now, first of all, as we see, this sequin fabric has some form of gradient effect that I guess was supposed to be some form of texture play. However, I'm not super in love with that because the sequin fabric in itself already looks very busy. Now, adding a gradient effect just makes it look a lot busier and very visually distracting to look at. I also would have maybe just done one shade through the entire look, but that's just me. Also, because the asymmetric neckline of the dress is so far up the neck, I just would have appreciated the look more without the gloves or that bulky watch. That way, the other part of our body is really elongated. The hair is really not my favorite, and the makeup is a bit meh to me. Overall, I didn't really enjoy this look, so yeah, it's a chop for me. Up next, we have the super handsome Taylor Perez, and for the Oscars 2024, he had on this light blue blazer set by Prada, and tonight he was styled by the incredible Jason Bowden, and I'm not pretty sure about this one. Now, I could ultimately have been on board with the color and just the simplicity of the entire look, but one thing about a simple look is that if we choose to go that route, every single detail on that look must be on point. Now, when I look at this, my eyes first of all takes me to the feet of it all. Now, I don't know about you, but there seems to be a fit issue going on here. That jacket in itself just seems a little bit too tight, and those pants, they just hit a weird spot for me. Also, the styling choice of it all of this is just a bit questionable to me. I mean, choosing to have a blue suit with that sort of like black collar detail and going ahead to pair that with a black shirt and black tie just doesn't make any sense to me. Where is the appeal? Where is the effort? Where's the fashion? I mean, this is just boring overall, and yeah, it's a chop for me. Up next, we have the beautiful Florence Pugh, and for the Oscars 2024, she had on this ash tone lock dress by Delcourt, and she was styled by the incredible Rebecca Corbin-Murray, and honestly, this is a no for me. First of all, I don't think the mixing and matching of this mesh tone fabric and this silky fabric aligned in the way that it thought it would. It looks very drab. Now, for mixing of fabric textures, I maybe would have done a tulle moment at the bottom of that mesh moment. That way, there is volume in the dress and it's still giving me very glamour. Also, I'm not super in love with the stoning that begins at the waist area of the dress. It is so scantily placed that it makes me wonder if they ran out of stone eventually. I mean, this chunky heels under any form of a dress is a no-no for me because they definitely do not scream elegance. And her hair, I'm sorry, that looks a mess too. Overall, this was definitely not Florence's finest fashion moment, and yeah, it's a chop for me. Up next, we have the ebony goddess Cynthia Erivo, and for the Oscars 2024, she has on this emerald green leather long dress by Louis Vuitton, and she was styled tonight by the incredible Jason Bowden, and I really want to love this look, I really do, but I can't because this is really not my cup of tea. First of all, maybe I would have appreciated this look if it was a simple long dress, maybe with that folded wet look that Balmain often gives in his designs, but this dress in particular is just doing way too much and not even in a good way. Now, the way the dress envelopes her, it definitely looks like the dress is wearing her and not the other way around, and that's never a good thing. Also, the folded details going on behind is just very weird because it moved in a very unpleasant way when she moved, and I don't think that's the vibe she was ultimately going for. Overall, this look did not do what needed to be done, and it's a chop for me. Up next, we have the super Dwayne Johnson, and for the Oscars 2024, he has on this ash blazer set by Dolce & Gabbana, and something definitely feels off about this. Now, I'm not really sure if it's the material that I'm not feeling, or the fit of the suit, or even the styling, or maybe it's all three combined. Yes, I think it's very that. I mean, this really shiny material just looks really cheap and tacky. I just would have maybe loved him in something a little bit more opaque. Also, the styling of this with that inner shirt is so atrocious because why would he even think that was a good idea? Also, those shoes, throw them all away for real. This is really bad. I can't. It's a chop for me. I'm sorry. Someone must have definitely dragged the blanket in. Up next, we have the beautiful Andrea Riseborough, and for Oscars 2024, she has on this line patterned long dress by Loewe, and I'm a bit confused as to how she landed on this dress for the Oscars as a choice. I mean, this is giving me very blanket realness for the homes and not very much the red carpet of the Oscars. This looks very drab, it looks really heavy, and not necessarily something that I would have on for the Oscars. This was definitely a choice for me, a bad one at that, and it's a chop for me. Up next, we have the diva Erika Alexander, and tonight for the Oscars, she has on this really interesting, outfit, and I saved this one for last because this rendered me really speechless. I was just gagging, but not in the right way. I was just really, what is this? What am I looking at? What was the goal? What is this? I'm sorry. No comments. It's a chop for me. I'm sorry. Alright guys, we have come to the ending of today's video. In today's video, I shared with you guys my worst dress from the Oscars 2024. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to give it a big fat thumbs up. It helps me a lot. And yeah, I will definitely see you guys in the next video. But for now, it is bye for now. Au revoir.